My name is Oleynik. I'm called Uncle Lyosha in our camps because we work with kids and with their moms. For me, this art conference started yesterday in the evening in the train because we were on our way in the same car of the train with a volunteer from the UK and with the director of the drama theater in Suma City. Okay, so we have simultaneous interpreting, so I will not pause. So we had a very interesting conversation in the train about contemporary theater in Ukraine, and also this volunteer from the UK, very young person, 25 years old, and he slept in the train in his boots. Yeah, so I'm starting. I'm Alexei. I'm the head of the NGO Ukrainian Tourist Family. Today I want to share my experience how due to art therapy, I cannot even say treat people. I would rather say how we bring lives back to the families of internally displaced people and to the families of the dead warriors. So I think you're familiar with the statistics around 6 million people have a status of IDPs, internally displaced people, and it's only official statistics. Unofficially, it's twice as much. So in Donetsk, in Kherson, in Lugansk regions, people just moved to their relatives in the west of Ukraine. So around 12 million people are internally displaced, both officially and unofficially. And at the moment, the president said that our losses at war are around 30,000 warriors, and they left families. So we worked with the families of the died warriors. So in 2022, when the full invasion wars started, we were volunteers at the blog posts, in churches. We participated in evacuating operations, but what was most important is that we had much experience in tourism and also in art therapy. And I think that everyone will agree that art therapy is really helpful in solving different inner problems. And we organized our first camp in Mykolaiv region, and it was both like something negative and positive. The positive was that the negative was that Mykolaiv region was under shellings, and it was close to the front line, around 180 kilometers. At the same time, we were in a pretty safe location. So we were in a safe location, and it was a very positive impact on the families that joined our camp. And when IDPs came to us from Kherson to Mykolaiv, from the neighboring regions next to the front line. So Mykolaiv region is very big, but being 180 kilometers from the front line is still a relatively safe place. We had participants from Kharkiv region, from Mariupol, from Berdansk, next to Azov Sea. And it was a very big social initiative. And they told us the war is close to you, there are shellings. But for us, it was also an important criterion to create a location which would be not only physically safe, but that would be perceived as safe by the participants who were going to participate. And here you can see the statistics. Who are our participants? You can see that mainly these are women, 88%, and 12% of men, mainly older men, and also middle-aged men, and the participants between 30 and 50 years, as well as kids. So what do we actually do? We have a few directions, a few areas. So we mentioned that art therapy is very helpful, but as tourists, we also know that nature heals and tourism heals. And 2-3 hours per day, we do different tourist activities, biking, rafting, mountain hiking, something that the person stops thinking about negative events, and so that she can have some physical activity, some nature resources. And during camping, we have some art therapy exercises which we apply. For example, 5 minutes of silence, and moms start to cry, and the children start to cry. And you know these methods when we ask to listen to your body, some tingling sensations, or listen to the soundscape, yeah, how the water is running somewhere. So it works really well. Children cannot cope with it though. They start to become busy with something, and these awareness practices are very effective because we are volunteers. We invite different art therapists to help us. They are all come by recommendation. And then our participants, the mothers that came, they become volunteers for the next camps. And we try different methods every time. But we also have our favorite methods that act as a breakthrough, and I will share them later. We also have an entertainment program, and we do different quests, culinary master classes, and every time volunteers come with their own set of skills and they offer some workshops. Yeah, for example, it can be cheese creating during a culinary workshop. It seems like something very simple, but it organizes kids in such a beautiful way. And these cheesecakes that we make, they enjoy it. They become one team while making them. We also have a psychologist who helps. We don't allow deep psychological sessions during the camp, but we have psychologists that are invited, and in the evening, when kids participate in the quest, their moms can take some tea and come to a circle,
where
and
they
it's
talk
a
about their
support group,
issues, they cry,
and it is
and
very
this is
helpful
all
for them.
helpful for them. So all of these directions help us and instigated us into aftercare camps, camp care, after camp care, where the person bereaved families and children. We created a support group, and every 2 weeks, every 2 days, they confluent in a Zoom environment and discuss questions. Next slide, please. So this is our life. Touristic activity has been covered by me, kayaks, rivers. So we just go for walks, not a lot of exertion physical. And next slide, please. Here's what we do. We use clay a lot. Clay works wonderfully with our mothers, with our families. We use plastiline and magic model. However, clay is something magical about it. We were presented with an oven, special oven, and now we will start next steps of preparing clay pottery and then bake it in the oven. Mandalas we use and the dream catchers. They have a calming, soothing effect, and ground, as you like to use this word a lot. They ground a lot, especially mandalas. Therapists say that's ordinary, nothing out of the ordinary. But for me, it was just a revelation that boys and girls start throwing a tantrum. Why do we need to do this? But then they end up creating the best mandalas ever. Next slide, please. This is our program of celebration where we invite dog whisperers, firefighter trucks, and we create different shows, anything that can happen locally. And this helps us. Next slide, working with the psychologist. I have already covered it, this circle, and now the schedule. I won't repeat myself. You can read it out of the slide. There is a psychological program, there is a touristic program, there is an art therapeutic program. These are must-haves for us. If you have questions, interested, I can engage you in this process, charge free, because we know it works. And the last couple of slides will talk about the feedbacks, because that's what we started initially with, the feedback forms. Because we see that people change, their mood changes, lightens, and becomes more colorful. And this is one of the hallmarks for us, or milestones. Another is when people tell us about how they started engaging with life more, taekwondo participation, etc. So we wanted to see how can we convey this information to you, our colleagues, so that you understand that this works. We communicated with Kyiv State Capital University of Boris Grinchenko. We created different questionnaires. They're all available. If interested, let me know. And here's our research. Blue is prior, orange, sun orange is after or post. So first one is anxiety levels. Anxiety levels lowered, intrusion lowered, avoidance lowered, hyperarousals lowered or reduced. All of these findings are in the form of a research. We've had 150 people go through these tests. We tested this on different locations. We know that location must be insured and safe. In the Carpathian Mountains, naturally the situation is much better, slightly better as opposed to, say, Mykolaiv region, Oblast in Ukraine. This is pretty much it from me. So I'm just saying it works, and we are ready to share it. And any questions, let me know. I will be around. Thank you.